Hi, my name is Rushi Mankad. I am a fourth year medical student at the University of New Mexico in Albuquerque. I grew up in a really small town in southern New Mexico called Hobbs, New Mexico. And I did an away rotation at the University of Wisconsin-Madison.
So my name is Jackson Voss. I'm a fourth year medical student at the University of Missouri, or Mizzou. My hometown was Cape Girardeau, Missouri.
I chose to visit UW Madison for my away rotation because I had gotten some really great recommendations from some faculty mentors that I had down here in New Mexico. I had actually never been to Wisconsin prior to doing my rotation there, but I had heard really good things from these mentors. They had trained there or had residents visit down in New Mexico to do a 3 or 4 month rotation back in the day when they were doing their fourth year of residency. So I really took their word on it. I had gotten an offer to go up there, and I was really glad that I did. Everything that they said about the department was totally true. The faculty were amazing and very supportive in teaching, and I felt that I could show my knowledge, but also learn a great deal. There's a lot of faculty there. The department seems highly supported with a lot of faculty and staff, and it was overall a tremendous learning environment. And I'm really glad that I chose to do my rotation there.
So part of the reason that I chose to visit UW, particularly as my only away rotation, is I was actually born in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. So my parents lived there for a little while and really enjoyed the state. And when I started to look at ophthalmology programs, that one really stuck out to me because, from everything that I heard about it, it was a really great program. Clinically, research-wise, I heard the faculty were very nice, and, I found all that to be true with my time there. So it worked out really well, and, I was really excited that I was able to spend my away rotation with everyone in the department.
I learned a lot about ophthalmology, obviously, and I'm glad that I did. But I think the best thing that I learned while there was what really to look for in a training environment and in a training program. Down here in New Mexico, we don't have a residency program in ophthalmology, so I really was unexposed to what that kind of an environment would look like. And my time in UW Madison was really my first time seeing that firsthand and interacting in that kind of an environment. So I really got to learn what to expect from other programs, especially in the summer before we applied to programs and were selecting which ones to apply to, and thinking about questions to ask programs that we were lucky to get interviews at. And I was really happy that I had my experience in Madison because I really got to ask the important questions like, how supportive or innovative is your surgical curriculum? Detailed questions like, how friendly is the relationships between the residents and the faculty? And I would have people give me answers just because those were things that I really enjoyed at UW Madison. And they were all the things that I want and expect out of training programs whenever I was able to interact with them.
Yeah, I felt like I learned a lot whenever I was, at UW, rotating through the department. I had some experiences at my home program, but it was really nice to see how, different departments do things a little bit differently. So it was a larger faculty. There was a lot more, ancillary staff as well. And so it was nice to see how things were a little bit different there. I think, obviously, I was able to learn clinically during my time the whole month, and then surgically as well. I had some great opportunities to work with the faculty in clinic. I felt like I had a lot of autonomy and ability to learn, through patients and through the faculty. And the same surgically, I was really impressed by that. There's a couple faculty that really got me involved in the OR, practicing some skills that I had done before in other settings, but not necessarily ophthalmology. And so that was a great learning opportunity as well. I was impressed with a few other aspects of the department as far as from a learning perspective, that things were done a little bit differently. And so, one of them was I think they used a term like lean model, or they had a lean company kind of come in and evaluate how they did things and use a tracking board and things like that. So it was really nice to see how, the department handled certain, common issues that I think other departments have. And so that was a great learning opportunity too.
My experience in the city of Madison was something that I was completely not expecting to have much of an opinion headed towards the city, headed to Madison. I had heard that it was a beautiful small college town, and but I didn't really think I was going to have much of a chance to interact with people there or visit the surrounding areas, and I was completely wrong by that. I had a great time in the city. I had all of my weekends off, and a lot of times had some evening time to do whatever it is that I wanted to do. And I definitely was able to fill my time and left a lot of things off my checklist that residents or faculty or friends that I had made while I was in Madison, I left a lot of them unchecked and probably have to go back and visit to do some things. But Madison is a town that has something for everyone. It's really beautiful, I think was the first thing that I noticed through the airplane flying in. It's a gorgeous town. I love the scenery. I had gotten there around July and September, right before the leaves started changing, and the weather was great. It's a very friendly town, a very young town, and I was really happy to go to a UW football game, to go to Devil's Lake, which is a state park nearby. I was able to eat at a lot of restaurants and visit a lot of coffee shops around campus, but also down State Street and downtown around the Capitol. And I just had a really good time there. It made my time fly by whenever I didn't have clinical work to do. And overall, I really think Madison is the perfect size town for anyone to do any kind of training in. I'm really glad I got to visit the town.
Yeah, Madison was a great city. I was really impressed whenever I came there. Coming from the Midwest, it felt like it was still kind of like a Midwestern city. So everyone was very friendly. I'd heard it was a big college town, and coming from Columbia, which is around 100,000 people, I definitely found that to be true. And so there was a lot more opportunities, I think, within Madison that I was able to kind of take advantage of somewhat during a month, which is a short period of time. But I was able to have some really great food. I think I had some Peruvian food downtown that was amazing. I was able to see some of the coffee shops as well. And like I mentioned before, the weather was great in August. So being able to walk around and, check out the lakes and the parks and part of the downtown was really amazing. And it was just a beautiful scenery. So that was all really nice. I tried as best as I could to kind of drive around to see the different aspects of Madison because, it was a little bit different city with the isthmus and things. But I was really impressed. I thought it was a great city. And like I said, everyone was very friendly.
I think I want a career that is balanced in a number of different disciplines. I want to ultimately be a good physician and a good surgeon and treat my patients really well. And that's what I look for in a training program, is really to make me competent and confident whenever I leave the training program that I can be a great ophthalmologist. And I certainly think I can get that at UW Madison. A couple other things, though, that I want out of my career is time to teach residents or fellows or medical students or even undergraduate college students interested in being a physician one day. And mentorship is very important to me. It's what got me to UW Madison, and it's certainly something that has gotten me to where I am today, and I want to give back. And I was fortunate to even have some teaching opportunities while I was on my visiting rotation at Madison. And so I know that program values it very highly. One thing I also like a lot about ophthalmology is there's a lot of opportunities for giving back to the community and doing service and volunteer opportunities, whether that be for communities that are underserved or even internationally, and going to countries that may be completely underrepresented in medicine. And one thing that I really enjoyed about my time at UW Madison was learning about their abroad opportunities in India and the Philippines. And if I get the opportunity to train there, I really would look forward to taking a part of those opportunities and continuing that into my practice in the future, and get to do that on a regular basis, hopefully. So hopefully I can do a lot of that. And I think UW Madison is a great program to help me incorporate all three into my future.
So I think some of the goals that I might have as a learner and then also professionally are really well suited for ophthalmology. And I think I kind of saw some aspects of that whenever I was at UW with the department. So obviously, over the next couple of years, I'd love to do my residency and learn more about ophthalmology and, build my career towards that direction. And like I said, I think there's some aspects within ophthalmology that work really well, at least for me personally. So, I am interested in doing research. I think that's a very stimulating area of interest for me. Obviously there's a lot of value in that too, contributing to the, body of literature out there and, making any type of advancement you can in that field. Also, doing international work is something that I'd really be interested in. I know that's something that the department takes part with. And so, any type of involvement that I can do with that, I think would be great. I love to travel, and I love to try new things, and, being able to help out communities that might, need help anywhere across the world is something that's, is very interesting for me professionally, and also as a learning opportunity. When I think about what I want to do within ophthalmology, it's hard to know if I want to do just comprehensive or do a fellowship. And it was nice to be able to get both when I was doing my away rotation, to kind of see a little bit of both. And so I think that was also a good learning opportunity to kind of see what I want to do professionally a little bit later on. I haven't quite decided. I think it's a little early for that, but I think that was a good opportunity to do that as well. I think I do like the Midwest. A lot of the people are very friendly. This is where I've grown up, and I feel very comfortable here. I think there's a lot of opportunities within the Midwest too. I think there's a lot of room for change for the positive as well. And so I think, from a professional standpoint, that can be very exciting as, being able to be a part of something that, is bigger than myself and being able to help in areas that might need it. So I think, ophthalmology can offer all of that. I was able to see that at my time doing away rotations, so that was great. And, I think generally speaking, those are most of the learning and professional things that I'm interested in at the moment. But, as I've gone through medical school and gotten more interested in ophthalmology, it's really been pretty amazing to see all the opportunities that you can get involved with. That's one of the things that's really nice about medicine that can also be hard, is there's always different things to learn, within medicine itself, or, the things attached to it with administration, or, certain roles that attendings might have, or, team leadership roles and things like that. So it's very exciting. I'm very happy with the choice that I've made so far, and I'm excited to see where it goes.
I think one thing I'll say is that the residents and the faculty there, this is something that you're going to hear over and over again when people talk about their departments, is that how friendly they are, how supportive they are. But it really is true at UW Madison. And I think it's something that can get overlooked and overstated, but it's something to really look into. Each of the faculty that I worked with was able to teach me and sort of really not only teach me, but also be very supportive in letting me do and show them the things that I was comfortable in doing. And I think it was a really good learning environment to work in. It pushed my boundaries and made me think about the next steps as I'm transitioning from a medical student to hopefully being a resident. And the residents as well are very supportive. As busy as they are, they all love to teach. I think it's a trickle-down effect from how much the faculty like to teach them. And so I really got to enjoy my time. There wasn't a time that I felt like I was simply shadowing. I always felt engaged in patient care. And I think that really enhanced my experience at UW Madison, and I'm glad I got to partake in that kind of an environment.
Yeah, if I had to give some tips to, the next visiting students or any away students, really, it's just, make the most of the time that you have. A month seems like a long time, but it kind of goes by pretty quickly, especially when you're, in clinic, working with different faculty and, getting adjusted to a new city. But all those things can be very, very exciting. And so trying to get involved as you can, with your time on your away rotation, I think will really, really benefit you. The faculty are great to work with. They're excellent teachers. You can learn a lot with your time with them. And then also trying to check out the city whenever you can. It can be a little difficult once you get off work to try and, go check out new things. But I think it's a great time to, see something different, within the city and also within the department. You may not have a lot of opportunities to really get a strong hands-on experience with a different department that, isn't your home institution or where you go on to do residency or fellowship or something like that. And so being able to kind of compare and contrast how things are done and just get a fresh perspective on things is really valuable. And so, I definitely recommend doing an away rotation. And like I said, enjoying the time you have, because it felt like mine went by really quickly, but that was a good thing. So